Happy Saturday! Misas pero ko ba ito yung bong simang, whatever that means to you. Katatoon simang produktibo, simang fun, simang, I don't know, not too busy, whatever you would wanted it to be. Misas pero katatoon bong simang pabo. Happy Saturday! Misas pero ko ba weekend, ako minsa bong tambe. Anto, paesunang ko ta getting ready pa Halloween activities. Misas pero ko ba sa ta not leaving everything for last minute. This is unang kuting trick or treat ding ng barrio. Kara pa sa buska bukianis lang on time, so you don't panic last minute. Siya na ba din ko buska decorations? Make sure you do so. Kinana ko la family sa in full spooky season. Kaba, as you know, for a couple of weeks already. Absolutely love it. See. So, primero kung sige, may karabitan kami awesome sponsors, of course. Thank you for allowing me to talk about whatever I want to talk about. Thank you to La Roche-Posay, to Gain, and to Total. I appreciate you so much. Ayon sa papadi, un topico ko agad suggested by a friend. Hi, Lindy! Shout out to Lindy who suggest this topic. And as soon as Ella suggest the topic, aki, hopi hende reagera, dan oh my gosh, yes, do this. Paso hopi hende. Kiar papedi sa aki, anto, of cabernos papedi sa aki. And the topic ko ay awita ADHD ding adulto. Mitikire ko hopi biyahe oron escucha a palabra ADHD no se pensa riba mucho. Maybe not necessarily on adults, but kids become adults eventually. So that means we need to talk about that. So without further ado, mitibelaga nos gas introduce su mens. By the way, si vous novo catch a full episode aquí, anto baka vi comienza a escuchar nos, anto baka vi auto or continue your chores, whatever it is you're doing. Do not worry, papo wake back riba YouTube e Facebook di Kulefam, nossa live agora aqui, nossa live também riba Kulefam sa website. Anto si watching videos is not really your thing, anto baka just escucha a podcast version, do not worry, elo está available jamars riba Apple Podcast, Spotify, or whichever platform you use. There's no worry, no panic, si bo catch it, anto no por catch it full. So hello, Audrey.
Good morning.
Good morning to you too. Audrey, well, not a stranger to Sincerely Carolina, but please, by all means, reintroduce yourself. Tell us why you're here today, what do you do, and why you're going to be talking to us about this topic.
Okay. Well, my number ta Audrey Kan. I'm a doctor in clinical psychology. What that means is basically, I went to school so for many years, but yeah, diagnostica, assessment, and as well treatment of various disorders. I also by the ADHD in adults. Why? Because it's not really prevalent voral na aruba ku hende granito konosi of get diagnosed with ADHD, and that's starting to change. And it's a very important conversation to start having. Okay, what does that look like versus different other types of disorders?
Thank you for that very nice introduction. Pero sí, mi te quiere ko ting hobicos going on at the same time. Ku propone ku hina ting interés na topico aquí. One of them being the internet.
Yes.
Mi te quiere nos tour by now awak after on social media na ni case. Saya si riba TikTok of Instagram. Mi te siguro maybe that's on Facebook. Awak short videos na reels ng kuta papia di diferente topico ng di salud mental in general. Diferente kondisyon ng pero contenido for adults. Dus batawak bijvoorbeeld mita adulto ku XYZ anto mita hasi tal kos. Me quiere ito nice, so sobrang nasands ko nos basta wak mas contenido di cosas ko antes uno nos nota tapapa di gele of escucha di gele pero a la vez elabira mane laundry list or a checklist based on social media reels and videos anto kuhende ta bezig ta duda si whether or not nanti kondisyon of no. So I do think it's important manos papia unti kiriba gele a reportabo po konta no so di kiti kiko ADHD in general and I will go from there.
Well, ADHD in general, the name has changed over the many decades that it has been present. This opihende ay natabi sa ADD, which is DSM no ta usa mas. So awata ADHD anto tin tres diferente tipo. So ADHD ta attentive deficit hyperactivity disorder. What people think about it when hearing that name, itong mucha, specifically yung mucha hammer, kuno po sinta quieto, kuno por concentra, kuta hopi lastig din class. Is typically the number one concern kung mitas ko the others. But that's one version of it, right? Is hyperactivity, impulsivity. ADHD. Then you have the inattentiveness. Essa mas the what's going on in the brain. Essa hopi mas tamakan ku executive functioning, so getting started on things. Quedando interesado en algo, being present in the moment, not, being distracted easily de un conversation. Anto hopi bia essa get mixed up with autism, right? So there's a lot of layers to it. Hopi biyahin na takira si not diagnosed as a child, then you don't have it as an adult. But many times people learn to mask, right? Anto of a lot of times you have families kuta ayudando bo studia, pushando bo dilante. So it's not until you get to high school or others the more loss. Okay, bayaga high school, now it's on you, and then you start seeing the grades drop. Of college, when they're away, inanoting a support system, then you see the difference. Voral kuhende muhe. So last week, toevallig bapuntrami, the ADHD in adults, not ma participate in summit, the ADHD. And almost everything was about girls and females. ADHD, kuta un new research topic. Interesting tati un senhora afia un doctor de Holanda ko present. Apparently, I wasn't aware that hormones estrogen to play a significant role for females. Ding ADHD symptoms anto phases ng your period thing affect riba si medikasi by trapabo of not during that time. Iting perimenopause as well it impacta this. I did definitely learn a lot of things, specifically women and ADHD, unto how our bodies react to and how that impacts the brain as well.
That's very interesting, pasobra for several reasons. Pero mi te quiere on the biggest reasons ang taku ding mundo medico in general. Ting hobi mas research kuta bezig ta waro hasi pa differentiate tambe differences nan ding kung curva de hene hombre e curva de hene mulher ta process medication na era ba kavi mencionar, right? Kung react na cierta coisa nan dosages antes tata dessa idea que também é importante de peso, pero com nos curva da processing things tambe diferente. Anto for the longest time voral mi te quere tambe ding condition ng di of trastorno di salud mental, nos tapapia di hopi estudio ng kawara hasiri bahende homber.
Yes.
Anto models kawara traha based on studies. Yeah. Basta, dus me dá hopi interesting pa escucha essa aqui pa sobre bota waku ti shift. Den maioria de condição bota waku shift que tem research, pero sina interessante pa waku algo que assina normal maneira bo menstrual cycle mister anto mane as soon as you say it, kind of makes sense, right? Pero ku agora que tem massive studies, anto ku bo meser take, a whole person into account ora ku
not just symptoms. You can't just see it and to say, no, it's like eating ADHD of no. You have to look at the bigger picture. So for females, the average age of diagnosis is 40 years old.
Wow.
And that is right the period of perimenopause. So you don't have the ability anymore to mask. Kasi algo ko hindi mujer siya hasi di hopi chiquito. Right? Masking the difference in the hormones. So it is an issue with neurotransmitters, this ADHD. Anto kia sa itin damakan that we have, or people with ADHD, they have less dopamine, anto less norepinephrine, and those things that affected through hormones as well.
Okay.
So women 40 years average, and they're trying to change that. Anto aspect ko magusta di presentation di Dr. Di Hulana tamane, we listen. This is what the women were telling us, and we're listening and we're doing the research. And gran parte that taking in a menstrual cycle. Right, so people who are on medication and the bisa a lunar phase, this last phase, the cycle, the medication doesn't work for us anymore. So nanta actually trying to change a dosage para mas alto din that phase.
There's no kweta gis mane turdia mit bebe un pill or whatever, pero eta okay. Promena simang, of promena simang nang pata un pill último simang pata anfe, right? Porta dos of whatever, pero
or higher dosage. Itame nanta purbando di waxi pa hindi muhe kubo nota kita di dapel. There's no break in between.
Okay.
But regulate those emotions. Pero esa ita a whole conversation about medication, because sometimes medication doesn't work. Imita kere voral na aruba a conversation surrounding medication ta algo ko hopihin eta tegen.
Okay.
Which is okay. You don't have to take the medication. It depends how you can help yourself. Si boto yung position where, you know, you've tried therapy, you've been diagnosed, but hasi bo CBT, but hasi behavior therapy, they're not working. There are other ways as well. Ting more organic way, but to take other supplements, pakuminsa. So there's a list that you can check off before you get to, okay, I've tried everything, it's just not working. Kubota ariba pa medikasi. And the most people don't know it, there's a wachtlijst, a very long one, for you to be able to get medikasi.
Dus porta by the time kubota pensa, oh my gosh, man, nothing else is working out until mita by over pa essay. Then you still gotta wait a bunch of time until
Well, I know adults specifically because it's not algo kuta waramira como un very serious or severe mental illness. You're on a waiting list for 2 years.
Wow.
Ting hopi hende ku mi conoce ku tamane no mi haisar sa no sa bay no sa mane karta no mabay pa wax mi pasong sita inabisa no an 1,5 jaar tot 2 jaar wachtlijst. So those are also the things that aparuba bumiste por pensa arriba.
So do not wait until things get like really messy of concerning. So Senta hope interesante, ando genuinely mita contento pa escucha ku mas y mas these conversations being had. Basta ding summits ang pero ding mundo aquí anto ku everything's connected, right? De nos corpa anto mita sinti for the longest time nos to focus riba physiological health anto then even si nos focus on tigriba mental health ito man disconnected das ito man okay nos vai trabalhar riba dos coisas parte sendo que porta costam que tá passando tem either or tá related das me contento para escutar com mais e mais você tem perspectiva eigenlijk de você cuidado integral que pode echt bij wak fulle persona pero before you know we go into like those details what does ADHD look like pa un adulto kung nunca na awara diagnosticado? De maneira para mencionar, me te querer algo mencionar ta before mo chamar chiquito, basta na druk etc. Ting mayor nang of school nang query ta mane oh my god, mister porting ADHD anto bang man de wax ita say, pero at the same time ta me porting otro henang ko da just bisa ta me ai ta just mo chamar do ne un chance, right? Mo chamar ta druk inanta fastioso inanta mane gusta hunga whatever. Kiko, what does that translate to?
For an adult.
De un adulto. Pa hin hammer, pero I mean, na que momento un adulto tabi sa mane, oh my gosh, por dami mister ayudo. Anto of me to figure out why it is that I can't do that.
When it comes to adults, nos tawag tres coisas. So procrastination is a big one. And not just na trabaho, of just na school, it's about everything, within everything in your life. Misami din ko hasi asaki, pero minota hasi ate ora misa, a pressure is there, and then I get it done. But that, eta traha avarax or eta algo pasinya. So if you're studying the day before, hindi ko adi dating issues ko, working memory ting hopi tamakan ko in the moment, remembering now. Not things that happened 5 years ago, not things that happened 10 years ago. Mane, bato kara biyaki, masabay ang konsierto, anto, inanto kara to ko specifically. Pero si bapunto na, kiba kome ayera? Ito mane, I gotta think about that. About the kara oro na sa papi di tal ko. Mane, no. But then afterwards, at the comeback, but maybe the day after or a few hours. But working memory, algo ko we look at when we're diagnosing. Kiko mas that distractibility. How quickly can you be distracted? And not just about what's going on outside. Like, see, auto tapasa, mitabirawak. It's about in your mind. How quickly are those thoughts coming up, Pabo? Okay, hindi nga sa akin, isa. Bato kumisa ko unkos, bato bira pahas yung otro kos, balubida, kiko patatasiyan na promem. And then it's like, wait, it all gets too overwhelming. Asa, if it comes to dishes, putting away the groceries, making a list, those 3 things to become impossible for someone. Kuting ADHD, they have been struggling with it langdurig.
Okay.
The last thing is forgetfulness. I forgot what you said. I forgot this. I forgot mita by supermarket, miting mi lista, malagay lista ding auto, mita inang misama just by papang. Unkos mi asra busca. But end up tagasta siya pico floring, yagakas, una pang, minabay ke kumilista, so malubida kumi mesra hasi essay. So with adults, those are the 3 things, a PDF that we look for.
Okay.
An adult. It will look different for men and women, but typically it tres cos nita universal.
Dus mita hari so mita escucha esaki y of course oh my gosh, that sounds like me. As long as mi casa, I can hear people say that, right? Mabistela nos tingo ba tal caminando no recorda. Ando por simplemente taco persona gewoon dat die interesse momento you know. Pero mi te quiere si ku é importante para quieto na to the point ku é concerning, right? Pues sobra of course, yung hena kaya contesta po un diagnosis, by all means, go get it, right? Pamiti kira lo cual ko ta hasi ho bibiyaha algo ko ta concerning of ko ta un sign ko pamisari help na momento ko ta disruptive to your life, right?
Yes.
Anto na momento ko por exemplo bota sinti ko uno bono por confia po mensa fo outra gente bisa pero ko chele bo que bisami ko bo no por corda pa ki ko babay supermarket basta sa que passa pari biyaha acaba anto minota haya normal mane
It's around shame. That's when people of age not to come from themselves. So we're all hard on ourselves. But get mane to the point where mi takabando ko mi mes so atrobe mi na mit edat mi sami mes rasi saki di kong email aki atuma 10 minutes 2 minutes awo mi talat pesaki. So yakaba but basically you're being hard on yourself. And then you have people outside mane bo atrobe bono escuchami ora mi papia bono to comprende bono tin yung interest. It's a lot of it's coming from other people. And that's when it becomes an issue. So yakaba but struggling and other people are pointing it out, and then ita comienza lead to depression, anxiety, other relationship issues, interpersonal issues. So that's most people come for those issues, and then ita mane, okay, wait, let's take this back. And this is not something could happen in adulthood. It does start from childhood because it's not a peer. Out of nowhere. It's always been an issue, but at some point they're making you feel very bad about it because they're seeking assistance for something else. So orahin na being tal ko okay then mi intake mi sa duna those assessments say look at a lot of different things. Pero ba ever notice this and see, okay, let's look at that, let's look at this separately until what could overlap and not. And if there's a question of, okay, is this ADHD? Is it autism? Is it something else? Then we're like, hey, let's test it out. And that's how we get to a diagnosis. Of hinatawakri ba TikTok, of Instagram, basa mo saki, anto meeting issues na awo. Then it's more, okay, well, how was it in childhood? Ki ora ela start. So when it's something start out of nowhere, then we know, okay, it's not ADHD.
Okay.
There is another reason for it. ADHD, there's no reason for it. It's just present. Si ito algo otro ko, no, después de esa aquí, then we know it's something else.
Dahaya topi interesante ko ba mensiona kiko porta triggers no ko hena ta end up ta basta ta busca un ayudo anto mi te quiere interpersonal relationships indeed porta un gas pa sobra by all means mi te quiere ko dori social media non sta romanticize hopi cos anto hopi conditions anto non sta make it seem money it's almost like cool of hip pabo thing money un condition fagasina pero generally speaking nan ta 13 challenges anto of course challenges nan por waro mitiga anto por siya cope pero once ko bata de un interpersonal relationship e not solamente e persona ko pero it's everybody around them.
Yes.
Dus, basta ora ba mention ako sang manera kung hena talubida. E nota ko hena porta kerta negi of algo sina, pero I can imagine si bota dealing com persona ku weeks on end or whatever, gewoon non por stick to basta algo super simple manera busca ipang on their way home paseta lubida. E por sinti man basta ko otra persona nota doing their part of yeah, it's a problem, no? Make member a casa until we still needed the bread until now we gotta do this next extra step of si bota spending a lot, si bota impulsivity side. Tudo cosa anche ko por causa issues, challenges lang. Thus by all means, mita bisa I'm sure there are ways kung spo have conversations kuta basta no based on shame pero una ko ba protect your concern i no ta hurtful in that process pero mi te quiere si ku nos mese ta consciente ku si hena nan ta bezig ta bisa nos ku something ku we are doing ta repetitive anto no conform the norm then maybe give it some thought vooral si ta pasando ina kas ina trabaho eco friends basta then maybe listen basta anto maybe consider it as a sign anto maneba bisa e porta algo who has always been there pero for some reason through childhood handed out mas tolerable to it of e porta ko algo a trigger something else and then by all means also check out what that is anto figure that out so kiko to kosang ko if anything but sinti hena ta being and portanta talk about it anto nang nota pensa at all ko isi porta related na ng ADHD.
Mita quiere más ita being from the other perspective, from other people.
Okay.
So hopi biyaha, we say things before thinking, and we don't take other people's feelings into consideration, right? So eore patahay hena ko they shut down. They stay quiet in a social situation paso nang sa abya pasa sakya pasa. So it's a lot of that overthinking kubata wak mood ta shift ko cierto hende paso na ponebo sinto un cierta manera and you're just overthinking, am I talking too much, am I doing this, am I doing that, what am I gonna say, but prepara pe conversation anto un hende ta haya chance pa papi prome kubo anto ora llega na bober mada I forgot what I wanted to say anto hopi hende ta haya say the worst. It's not about being distracted or anything. It's about forgetting in the moment. What was I gonna say to be part of a social gathering? I'm putting myself in this situation. Mita stoting me mes off. Nanta by kere mi not interesa. So then it goes again into internal perspective di bumeas and what's going on there. So a lot of the times, yes, we do have an issue with letting people know how they make us feel in a nicer way. Kung enota attacking, pues hobi biya or nosta fada, no sila ka persona sa humble, pero nunca pota escucha, nunca pota bisa kiko pota hasibo, sempre lumita, ra. Then they're already feeling bad enough. So then it's like an added, you're bad. And a parte eta where most people stay stuck in.
Okay.
Anto ita the negative side, the ADHD.
Mi quiere tambe is it where stuff like anxiety y depression porque que no ko hena ta pensa could these things happen by themselves ita hobi comum pa hena nang ku condition na manera ADHD
But OCD tama ta very much dual diagnosis.
Yep.
Who hindi na think about. Yes. Idi ko
Get to know me 101.
because you've always been told you did this wrong, you did that wrong, you need to be better in doing that. So but come up with not come up with the okay, sakit ko ba inang pasosino ta inang yung tayo sundra. Meaning ko hasi sakit A B C D E. It's more of an OCD personality type. No, if I don't do this, something bad's gonna happen. But it comes into play. So, but making sure ko but crossing all the T's to make sure nada not by fault. Ko not a bo fault. Kasi yung otra gente has a fault. Oh, okay, thank God it's not mine. You know?
E é gevoel ko bono ta confia po meas, right?
Yes.
Isso não coisa que eu semana passada, I did mention that. Ato ding mi caso é sei tata tem no ku diagnose bem mais después que outro. And then ito também pero eigenlijk they were together the whole time, pero fine. Anto I live by lists. Anto this een vicious loop almost. Onda ko mi gewoon dat gewoon van mij smassie een list. En ik porta 3 coisas. Ik porta comida bij supermarket para 3 coisas and I will write the 3 things down para sobra I will literally forget. En toen reden zijn facioso para sobra but me concha como no cara 3 coisas não ko go there for like and to once a while but not even on purpose, but a test will brain kasi, but I can do it without the list. And then but I have a list and but oh man, malupita 1, 2 cosas just toch, was that?
Just bisando po mes ese, ya ba hing po mes un state.
And then you're in the loop, the overthinking anto dinge caso but right por 13 very intense intrusive thoughts lang por trigger un suiting behavior que não está necessariamente gezond anto porta hobby difícil anto mita full me tenho visto com a ideia de você como de parents support system anto com certas situations estão por trigger different feelings. I can totally relate to the idea de okay me tenho agora me birth pa sobra enough people have told me ko me te gewoon papa ariba nang of algo assim but it literally I know I will forget so basta te riba tawara about birth anto si mi non skibie of algo by the time que me birth mesmo no me onde nada mais de bisa anto it's both things that either I forgot of me I lose interest mane porta a conversation and net shift un tiki onda com mi no de interesse mais em conversação anto mesmo I don't want to add to it anymore basta mari
sí anto después gente da manera
Anto, but my brain is not there anymore. Yeah, exactly. It's not about you. Anto, essa persona tem ora hopi frio pa ubi sa un hende, pero hopi hende sa ding interpersonal relationships sa purba di comprende un outro hende sa behavior and relate it to them. Então, bita kere onde coisa mais importante pa sinha ora ko bota, but your loved one, whether it's a friend, un family member, un pareja, ko tem un condition maner ADHD, understanding is not about you. And the sooner
that's hard to say to someone.
I know. But I feel like the sooner you do realize that in a good way, right? Me te quero ko by approach situations ko hope mas compassion e understanding em vez ko by ding boom is un bubble e pensa ko mane di kong ano gustami of di kong de repente ela fresco com it's not about you. It's not about you.
I'm rejected.
Yeah, totally. Todavía no es mi hobby escuchando, pero like we went through that as well. And nos later by therapy pa understand this. Pa mí это hobby importante para mí con nossa casa pa compreender que this is how my brain works. Anto it's probably not gonna change, Anto ko ting hobby cos lang ko mita pensa pa un happy long married life.
Understanding.
Ko tabay ting cos lang ko porta tabay ta weird, a little different, pero it has nothing to do with you and it has more to do ko kung basta brain ta function. Anto ko ita just even and it porta a lot of meltdowns the adult version right ora ko
emotional lability ta algo ko not the DSM but in adults it's very much that's one of the things we look at too okay kung lihe algo po get under your skin porta bota just sintando un camina anto di ba na po to escucho gente takaw ko ng boca abrir. Sorry guys, that's my pet peeve. Right? Anto di biyahan mi naman oh my God. There's no reason for it. He's living his best life or she's living their best life enjoying a sandwich. Yeah, mi kinanang for no reason getting worked up. Right? So that's something as well ko tahopi difícil pa hindi ko ADHD regula. It's that emotional ability. Like, okay, let's not react with big emotions, think it through, but it goes from 0 to 100.
E é por the randomest things, no? But the things ko otro gente ta pensa mane, oh, now is the time where you should be upset. Of now is the time where mane, I don't know, you should be sad. Of mane, really happy, but mane, meh. And then like this really weird stuff. Si mama sama conta história aqui, ato mita hay echt mane the perfect example. Pero mita type of person ko mane hobby mane big life events. By all means, I am happy. Was to mita excited. Pero mita hobby I guess not. Yeah, minuto show like all of it. Like I don't cry easily. Was it's mane smoke mane I don't know dogs or babies or whatever. Like I don't.
Then you cry.
No, I don't.
No?
No, not at all. Like literally, I don't. Mane na mi portate un film of algo. Mane I can see why people would cry now, but it doesn't happen, right? Pero pari ay basa mi tikere man dos I'm sa for New Year's Eve mahaya mabusca e pesa glitter nan ko pone din koi bebe ante hasi mane koi bebe super cute. Anyway, so na ruba ante tinha ora costa andam tiki moeilijk pa mahaya final fun store ko ta tinha ko logo mi ta chiar per nanta tinha mane dos patches which obviously I bought. Anto but that was the thing. Anto, si comita sa Christmas or New Year's Eve. Point is, mahusa na pa undi events ni. Anto, ora di ba remop, meti un camino una cosa anta bay, so I have learned to be organized. Dori ting mane bins e places for everything. The moment something does not have an assigned place, it lives in the void. Anto, dus mita sa mane, okay, pasyo sa kinang, ante ting ko bay, nan suluga back, right? For the next event. Anto, mita mane, I do not see it.
Oh.
Mane mino po wak pochi mino sa so mito kumisa punta around, right? Pero mito in panic kaba. Mito in panic mode. Uno inota onda eto supposita. I misa ko amiso adil ko nele. So by now my whole family knows me. Anto nansa ko if there's something special, nas just like karang handle it. So you know, she touch it like don't touch it. Basta? So mito ta full bane. So ma kumisa punta mito mane hey aba ko pochi mane no hindi no you know you were I know but bawag pa siya because it's not where it's supposed to be. Anto, mi sobrina, which is kind of funny, e tempo, e mi tkare ta di mane just Jesus, ita full mane, tanchikar porque mi udaba busca, so ela wak. She knows what is about to happen, yeah? Anto, ela bai, seka mi kasa, seka mi ela, mane, oh, mi tanchikar no pa, so pa glitter. Ato, mane, oh no. Ato, ta full mane, oh my God. Aha, mane, oh my gosh, okay, this full family moto buscando e pode glitter, right? Ando mi maior na bai kaba, dus mi sobrina of mi casada mane. Pasa mi casama o mama também remove e banda, just call her up and see. The mama, of course, não sabe qual pode glitter, but she did not pour drinks the whole night, so também I'm sorry, just remove me não wa com pode glitter. Mi também sei se eu pode glitter. Mi mama também I don't know, mane best they can do ta si mi remove eta dinga saco di sushi com mi remove, you know, like ando mi casaco mi sobrina. Vai buscar sake sushi and to open it up and to I was like complete panic, right? Mane mi want ta yang ko awa and to look mane as I am telling this story it sounds absurd. I mane bananas ko
that is
yeah
or to others?
No, because I mean si un otro gente probably contame a similar story. Me lo ta mane whoa, you were that upset about un pache glitter mane pero eta mane I cannot explain it to people. By all means, if I could choose a superpower, me lo choose pa just touch hand yan to lagang sako mi to see. Yeah. But so it's so hard to explain. Pero maya at the same time afterwards, this was na haya set pa glitter, denga sako. Is mi sobrang wiya sa go through set sako, haya pa glitter. Mane almost immediately ma calm down. Anto, basta mabisa nang mane, oh my God, I'm sorry ko like I made y'all do this. And technically I didn't make them do it. So I mean, obviously, beko ba sako. Pero basta, wait, the full money, Anto, full money.
They knew the consequences.
Yeah, it's like we know this, Anto. If this is part of us being in your life, I guess we'll go through the bag, Anto, find a pache glitter, pa sobra. but not by drumi, you're not gonna be able to function te orbo no sa what happened to a project later, right? Ato medabisa it's hard sometimes for outsiders perceive sad
100%.
situation.
Yeah.
I understand, I treat it as compassion. Pero mi por imaginar kung any outsider, si for whatever reason, ang tao na mi kas sad day, na luto auto mane Carolina hasi normal, anto jaluna of whatever dia que lugar habri back, but by waki otro colon ang tiento, but just comprehend, like let it go, right?
Ikong essay lo a kind of impact you.
No,
in that moment.
Milota mane, you never get to come to my house again, probably.
Exactly.
But now I'm an adult and I get to make those choices. So.
For me, that's a beautiful story.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Because at a show, okay, they know what's going on, nanta aware di bo triggers nang, nanta aware di bo reactions, and they know how to pakitaan. Right? As opposed to most other people wouldn't do that. Ita pa so you've had those hard conversations.
Yes.
You've been able to tell them, listen, this is what's going on, this is what I need from you in certain moments. Right? So a lot of people don't get to do that, and they don't get that. So kikita pasa, lagi glitteram, just cumpre otro dia. You're the one upset, your night is ruined, and you're probably going to be alone in your room crying about it. So for me, that's a beautiful story. Po ako mo familia, po mane come behind you and help you out.
Yes, I know that could noting times on the ko buting ko have those conversations again. Same to bisa hende, basta si buta kis pating hende mobida I ora butong adulto buta kis pating by volvo mayor on the mobida, right? You don't have to have them. Sasaki porta persona mane hopi duro pa hopi hende, pero people have choices.
But I preach it all the time. Toxic out.
Yes, exactly. So mita pensa, mita kispa, to my parents in my life, meeting really good relationship ko nang by all means. But I say que man ko amna zoveel tijd, portating algo ko, they have known me literally my whole life, right? But there are new situations in life ko tabay trigger a new behavior or something. Anto they don't know how to handle it either. Anto basta it's a process di komunika. Mi casa, no sting hopi tempo otro, pero still, you know, it is only that period of time di full mi vida, dus po escucho storia na falgo, pero eta trece otro, you know, understanding, so conocemi como adulto only, dus poco a poco boto portawa con situación, tu boto wow, this, I don't know what this is, it was weird, pero llega na un punto di confianza, falgo, ko bopo bise hene, I'm a little overwhelmed right now. It literally has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
It is not about you. But I need some space and time. And of me not attacking mo. Basta nota ko abot base bother me of mi tinete asa como mi sobrina, which is really funny because mi tigo adjust my language anto mas chiquito. Anto ti ora mi te puntra na algo mi nota haya no straight answer anto my brain te gewoon mane I need a straight answer right now. Basta anto mi tigo akbisa nang mane nota ko bitapsat ko bojis mi brain no hayando local ko mestera agora aqui para seguir a conversação aqui des me mestera para even think about what I am asking you anto si bonoti un contesta para me is also fine but tell me that and then we can move forward pero uno mi mestera assim dori a lot of years if like therapy anto was assim coping mechanisms como communicate those things but what I do want to say with that is que it porta really hard pero si boso ta como uma família basta pack up uma situação assim na maneira we want everybody in this family basta to feel seen, to feel heard, and to feel understood, and to nos turque contribuir na miho basta environment, miho mane ambiente familiar, then we're all gonna have to put some work and to no ko mane, and I have heard this before ko hena tabi sabo mane pero di kong amitin ko adapt na abo. You know, it's like, why if you're the one who's like the weird one or the different one, why do we have to adapt to you? Like, why don't you adapt to us?
Si no kami de movida, then I understand that. But a relationship is two ways.
Yeah.
The same thing nang tingo comprende how you work and what works best for you, it goes vice versa. Imitakere that is hard to do. Voral si tahene ko wala constant bosa you
like coworkers me por imaginar ko esaki por um trigger pa hende também situação de trabalho
coworkers, friends, bosses, like say you don't have to go around telling everyone, hey, I'm meeting ADHD, I'm meeting Yasaki, I'm meeting Yasei, but the people that you do work close kukubota wak hating impact on that relationship, it's important to have a conversation about it. So ayore bo porta honesto mane, listen, si misa do si man pasama bisa mi was super excited to go out of pa dinnerki, but I'm sorry. Mi echt. And it's about mi echt no por, and it's about a reaction. Basta si bata man ba atrabe bata hasi saki ra 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 ra. Y ahora bata man oh okay. Mi homi nunca más hasi un plan si mi que cambie. So then you get that kind of relationship instead of man no mi te comprende. Okay, just like a misa ora botak la pasi algo. So it's not just about family. It's about friends, it's about coworkers, it's about anyone. Teachers, especially. Hey, this is what essa outra conversação que bota na nang report e preba ito ko si talk na nota work me the school nang das pa me say in that man topic but it's important that everyone who's in your life or part of your life knows what you need e também por reconocer essa insang mane oh something's not right and how can I help you best.
So mita pensa some situations obviously where we choose our people, but we have situations where we don't choose our people, and they say por bijvoorbeeld co-workers. What does it mean pa adulto nang ku tinha ADHD, whether it's diagnosed or undiagnosed, anto basta in the work environment? Like what can it look like, what can it feel like panang, but also for the people around them?
I think it's how you approach the person in the situation. Because say that specific coworker, then a conversation is warranted. Ito mane, hey, manera ko pa papi kumi, I really did not appreciate it. And moving forward, I would appreciate it if you don't do it again. See where that goes. Because timbiang gente, please. I've seen those reactions. Mane, no, seta bo problema no dimi. Okay. I'll try again. Bisa minota apreciar mita bisando bo papapia kumi esa kita e manera kubo po approach me of a manera kubo po papia kumi. And if it stays that way, but bisa well, tem cierto lugar kubo pode, tem cierto lugar no. But I've had people be able to do this. Bisa well, bosa ya kubo nota respetar me como persona. Mi alaga HR sa. If moving forward, this is how we will communicate. Via email, or via message, whatever eta, pero personalmente, you can't come to me anymore. Ting HR, you should talk to your HR, obviously, department, pawaki kuta feasible, ding a workplace, pero most of the times, okay, just avoid the drama, just like bye. Let's do this. But it's important to have those conversations and put your boundaries, set them and stick to them. So, si boundary not tem consequence, that is not a boundary, and no one's going to take that seriously. And once there is a consequence, but think make sure to keep implementing it. And if that person is not respecting even that, then you have to go higher up. Typically, coworkers, they want to get along. So they should be able to have a conversation seeing derde persoon daarbij. But if not, then that's why they're there.
Yeah. En dan moet je opihende por dating miedo.
Claro.
Na comisamento. It's like, oh, I'm going to share this thing. You know, you're vulnerable when you share something like a diagnosis.
Well, you don't have to say, hey, meeting ADHD, esa kita kung mita reagir. But gewoon expliquer, this is how I function, this is how I work. Y ding mi opinión, esa que lo traja mi ho asina. That's all you have to say. You don't have to go into details.
Yeah.
If you're not comfortable with it.
Pero sí, então importa little things. So me te quiere ku ti ora hele pensa, oh my gosh, like something like that by require like I don't know, complete revamping the organizational policies or whatever. Pero porta kosong simple bani basta si pagkabano namin task. I don't mind si bata bisami na telephone of in person, but also put it in writing because I might
100%.
I might forget, right? Anto even
don't
though if
ever give
everybody
instructions verbally, it does not work.
Exactly. Mani met hij praat ko met echt omhande van building something, met learning something new. Met hij hoop leuk au in dia putting videos out there to explicaba com básicos lang. It really does not work for me. Mani
you need the instructions.
Same, I need to be able to read it, right? Anto me dá um hobby prato sobre me portar de les no gente mostrando-me, pero se me nota besta volume written instruction, I'm like blah 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 blah, you know.
But that's the distractibility.
Yes.
Right?
Pero é importante pa pabosa pa bo mes tambe, regardless between ADHD of no, kiko ta traha pa bo of no, paso mita kere tambe the moment you know that, bo por pidi pa lo qual ko bo mester, pero tambe ori bo por ta mas realistico ko bo mes ko, okay, si ma volg mane un verbal instruction, then and if I don't make it, it's okay, bo sabo sobra. Anto porta simple things, mane porta babay volunteer na algo ando na nga verbally explain something to you. I don't know how to build a dog house. Anto not really work out, but porta mane not too hard on yourself. But sobra, yeah, eigenlijk binod the instructions to read. Anto, you know, it's fine. Regardless of the ADHD of not, it's how brains work, right?
Exactly. Turhen ng strengths, they have their weaknesses. Aseta unkos ko hopi na freak out. Namane parte dia diagnosa, assessment, we have to do an IQ test. No, tabay sali malo. Me tengo explica, no, hoy en día we don't look at that number anymore. IQ, when it comes to diagnosing, we don't care about it. We care about a different subtask ng kutabing. So working memory, we have to look at that. Itong strength of a weakness. Hoping ko ADHD, it's gonna be a weakness. Nosting processing speed, is that a strength or a weakness? Kung lihe ba do things. Verbal comprehension, hopi biyaha ku ADHD, it's not gonna work. So it's a lot of different aspects of the brain. So if you have ADHD of na, you're not going to be 100% capable of everything all the time.
No, exactly.
Pesay tama da importante di school sinantari para algo kuya naman hey, okay, bangwa kung isa kita siya miho of mas fácil. So PAMI, a traditional way of schooling, it's based on like everyone has to be able to do this, and that's not the case for everyone. Tinghen ita siya auditory processing tamiho, right? Tinghen tingkuwak un grafik nandilante sinana no to comprende é som. Tinghen no polesa é som de un text, pero si ita just number na puniba ni otro. So it's a lot of meeting people where they're at, and children as well.
Anto, turns out, for everybody listening, kung oro ba itong adult, mani, cause ang kupertada ta really hard in school, oro ba itong adult, they get better in the sense ko, you will have choices. Anto, na school ko bibiyaha pa, sobra ba yung tuts, anto ba tingko faldo ng curriculum, because, you know, pero, mani, natrabaho, chances are, bota ba iting remte pa bisa, basta some ding full text largo does not work for me. I'm gonna need the numbers. Send me the numbers until you will be able to find right a middle ground. Anto mi te quiere ko porta sitting parents listening ko yung diagnosis ko ADHD. You know, it might sound scary, pero you know there are silver linings to becoming an adult. Ko uno bating mas ruimte pa advocate pa mo mes mita haya,
100%.
right? Anto chances are ko bota biting choices tambe di una bota end up to traha si bon nota pasko un work culture or of kupo provide whatever support it is that you need, there will be another one, right? Anto no semester hinka de nos kapes ding a bubble di Aruba basta ko portamo ting mes hobby choices. We live in a globalized world. Portamo Holanda sitting company nan ko to provide that support. Portamo America, portamo Colombia, wherever. Das mit der tame say if anything the silver lining the growing up ko but by a little bit more choices than you probably had growing up, right?
Yes, it is on a cliche like do something you love.
Yeah.
Because then you'll never work a day in your life. But when you have ADHD as an adult, that is super important.
Yes.
So, si bota haciendo algo que mundane pabo, you're not gonna be interested, you're not gonna do it, and tu costa by sinti stress. Okay, meeting has saki, but I'm procrastinating, then the acabando con mi mes, and then deadline's not like being met. So, yes, definitely, you know, choose your profession wisely. Choose something that you enjoy, because it will make your life much, much easier, happier, stress-free. Okay, stress-free, a big leap there. Because there's other aspects que pode causar stress, pero, you know, that's one
thing.
Say
in either geval, not a vital contributor.
Exactly, yes.
Which I think is important, right? Let's reduce the contributors, by all means.
Do what you love.
Yes. Audrey, now start towards the end of this episode because time flies by.
Yes.
Pero, kiko ta costa who comes to your mind right now? Kung ba pensa ta super importante pa I repeat or for people to know?
That ADHD is not something attention seeking. You're not trying to get attention by behaving a certain way. It is just an immediate reaction. So it is about understanding the brain. A brain to just functioning differently. It's this part here in front that is not working. And to say that a part of the brain could kind of rule how you're behaving. Right? So yes, we get a trigger, we have an emotion, and then it goes up front here. How are we going to behave? And the parte A, ko ADHD, not regulated. It's not enough. The neurotransmitter not getting that extra zap. The brain understand and react accordingly. We just go from feeling to behavior. And ese es hopi importante para comprender y no usa contra un gente con ADHD. Humbo atrobe esaki, atrobe ese. They cannot help it. They try, they will talk to you in order for you to better understand what's going on. You know what's coming of Boporta helpful in the next situation, but it's not just for attention. Seta rabia, ay lagay po so, basta inahay so kiar. It's not about that. And I don't even hear that about children. I hear that about adults.
Adults, yeah.
Ito usando pahaya kikikya. No, it's not about that. Then we're talking about someone who's manipulative.
Yeah.
And that's not what ADHD is. It's something you can't help. And it's about having conversations with the people closest to you. Kuna pa comprende. It's nothing you should be ashamed of. It's just the way the brain functions. And ito algo ko to kuminsa de chiquito. So si di young, bo takar la, verdad, tu resa kinapasa, then you should look into it. Si ito algo ko di repente a kuminsa pa bo, then ADHD will probably be ruled out. Then you're looking at other mental health disorders. Anxiety, OCD, specifically of depression, bipolar, anything. But it's also important to rule out any medical things. Thyroids, estrogen, progesterone, the sture hormones lang. So it's important to go to your huisarts, have a good relationship with them.
Yes.
So you can have those conversations. Inang ta educa pa yuda guiabo. Hey, quizás, bangas itas aki where the estrogen is, amitawakisaki, quizás by un psicologo. Right? So a relationship with your huisarts is super, super importante. And I'm so grateful kung mahaya ang hobby mo.
Anto, mitabisa hende all the time. Itang relasyon asin importante ku do not settle. So si bonota senti comfortable, nota ku unta miho ke otro, eta ku botin ku find a fit for you.
Just like a therapist.
Yes. Anto, bohaisar tabay ta undi most important players natin bo overall health, including mental health.
Yes.
Dus bo kiar por ti un partner, un hende ko bo por bay con ele ko questions, ko ta comprende abo, ko bo por ta truthful con ele. Please, people, that is very important to be truthful.
Sí. And if you go to the huisarts for the first time, ask them questions. Mane, kiko ta bo thought on mental health. Basta ting par ko ta bisa, I don't believe in that. Ami not bay verwijs bo ng psikolog, ami not bay mandabo respaldo sa kung psikiater, ami not bay CSA. So those are truly, truly important things to take into consideration, especially see what a feeling like there's a lot of symptoms going on, and it might be ADHD. Let me try and figure this out. So Bahay's arts to stop one for everything.
And for anybody listening ku portata sinti ku nanti un loved one or un friend, un family member, me just quer repeat what Audrey said, imite querer local ku mi mensame arfar, approach it with compassion,
understanding, open mind.
Exactly. Anto mi te quiere pahasi tudo sei possível e mais fácil também corda com outro gente sua reação of behaviour que não pertine probably has nothing to do with you. And may saka say porta sometimes, a little difficult to swallow.
Yes.
Yeah. Pero, me kere ko si once ko bohinka sa idem boca cabeça, eta sila hope mais fácil pa bo hasi coisas bespreekbaar e ko bota baita mais open tame pa other possibilities. Pa sobra ko hena não tá probando de atacabo, não tá probando de manipulabo. In most cases, by all means, purporting manipulative people.
But
pero
that's an added disorder.
Yeah, exactly. No so piano the ADHD specifically, pero so talk to them anto yes, me por visa. I'm super grateful for my family and the sense ko me that in parents lang ko that are supportive of course by all means not perfect pero ang kasi nabasa all the way up to adulthood mi por bisa nang ko basta after yung big feeling of a big emotion or whatever this is what was happening to we're fine pero tambe everybody else that comes in my life my friends ko just work with it, right? Anto, i-always may kasatami. But tawata open pa, have those conversations. Basta ask my therapist, sobra tating ko sang kuportas, even hard for me to explain. Anto, by all means, you also get to feel a certain way, no? May kabisa say, pahena nang kuportati yung hena ting kas, of yung familiar, yung hena hopi close na nang kuting yung kondisyon. Maybe it does get tough for you as well. Manage for a while but figuring it out what that means in your family setting and if you need help with that as well no sleep on it but when nobody create like grudges but when nobody create maybe negative feelings towards a persona you also might need to process some stuff pa parents tambe mi te kere ko et hope importante pa nang haya a mental support as well, right?
100%. There's no shame in getting help.
Thank you so much, Audrey, for today. I appreciate talking to you always. Patuloy sa ko at tunin later. Babo rewatch episode aki bakriba kula fam so YouTube so Facebook. It is sincerely Carolina Tame. Rewatch Mars babo escuchar bakriba your favorite podcasting platform, whether it's Spotify or Apple Podcast. Audrey, thank you once again.
Thank you. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. Thank you to my awesome sponsors for allowing me to talk about whatever I want to talk about today. We talked about ADHD and adults. Thank you again. Total La Roche Posay. I appreciate you so much. Thank you Bahamas Lendi for suggesting this really fun topic. Yes, I will see you again next week. Let me know Kiko Bosuker Pape di jealous, eating anything go nosta, keep it in mind. Algo mi local touch base riba jelita. Nós temos pleno temporada de acompanhamento e eleção, and this also can bring some big emotions and feelings in people. And to me, it's importante para nós touch base untigriba esse. So I will be talking about that. I don't know if next week, but I say that algo como eu quero touch base riba jele sobre nossa ding temporada finiaya. There's a lot of emotions and feelings who might come up anto nos quer pa turhende obviously ta equipped with some tools if possible of at least manang escucha thing or two for lead nang babusca those tools but make better choices during these very loaded months. Thank you so much. Happy weekend. Be nice. Be kind. Espero pa siya algo novo. That it will help you to make better choices. Thank you so much. Bye. I'm Carolina, and I am the host of Sincerely Carolina, a series of educational conversations about current social issues with local and international experts. Make sure you tune in every Saturday on Cool FM from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Bye.